Hi there, in this video I'm going to machine the pistons for the Upshur opposed twin. Well, I've been debating sort of long and hard as to whether or not to stick with the original drawing, and that is to use cast iron piston rings, or alternatively redesign the piston and go with Viton O-ring. And I've had success with both approaches on other engines, but I think if I go for a Viton O-ring, it might make this engine a bit more attractive to others to have a go at building it, because it's going to be simpler. So this is the drawing of my redesign, and my experience has been with Viton O-rings that there need to be a nice slip fit inside the bore of the cylinder. They don't want to be pinched. You might get away with a Viton O-ring maybe 2 thou over the internal diameter of the cylinder, but I don't think you want any more than that, and ideally it should match that size. So I've actually come across, or I found, some Viton O-rings that are 19mm outside diameter, which is the inside diameter of my cylinders. And as a rule of thumb, the groove needs to be slightly bigger than the actual section of the O-ring, so it sort of needs to float. What you don't want to do is to try and get the piston to expand it slightly. That causes a lot of friction. My experience is it just don't work right. But if you get it to sort of float in here by what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for a groove width 4 thou wider than the actual O-ring. So that groove width will be 102 thou, and the actual groove depth will be 8 thou wider than the O-ring. So I'm going to go with 106 thou. And fingers crossed it should work. I might in reality take a little bit more material out of here to make it a bit lighter. We'll just have to see how we get on, but hopefully the redesign will work. So I've got this piece of aluminium. I've faced this end, and the outside diameter needs to be turned down to 0.746, which is 2 thou less than the inside diameter of the cylinders. That's 0.779, and we're aiming for 746, so that's 33 thou to come off. So about 15-16 thou then. .7515, so it's 5.5 thou to come off. So divided by 2, it's 2 and a bit, isn't it? So 746 we're looking for. $747.5. So a little bit more to come off. Seems to fit okay. I think I'll go with that. Spring cup might just take that a little bit more off. Feels pretty good. So this parting tool is 3/32, which is 0.094 or thereabouts. So if I pull it back and go in by 0.094, so I need to start the groove going by my drawing 592. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 2. So I'll lock the carriage, and this needs to go to a depth of 0.106. There's two overhangs a bit too much as well, but we are where we are at the moment. Spot on, 0.106. So the width of the groove needs to be 0.102, and currently it's 0.094. So I've moved the carriage that way by 1/8 thou, and I'll repeat the cut to the same depth of 0.106. So I just need to take this raised edge off here. Depth wise we're okay, but it just feels a little bit on the tight side, does that? So I'll just take another sliver off, but I'll do that off camera. I'm just double checking it with this slip gauge. It should be 102. It's just a tad on the tight side. So I'm going to take another few thou off this top edge. Feels a lot better. Oh yeah. Happy with that. Fingers crossed that's okay. It's just running free, which is what I'm aiming for. So I've just centre drilled. I've put this 6mm stub drill in, and I need to go to a depth of 0.744, which is around about 18.89mm. Now just opening up this bottom section. Now to part it off, 0.844 from this face here. So now I need to drill a hole for the wrist pin, and for some reason my drawing's 1.5 thou out from this top edge, so the wrist pin needs to be drilled from the top end 0.406 of an inch. So that's where I am at the moment. So I'll just use this centre drill. So now drill right through with a 4.5mm drill bit. Just move this out of the way. And now I need to ream with a 3/16 reamer, but I'll do that off camera. Well, I was right in thinking that these corners needed to be machined, because that little end just won't fit inside that piston at the moment. So I'll go back to the mill and see if I can cut these corners. Well, I just don't believe this. It's not on centre. And both are the same. So I can only imagine that I didn't have the vice centred. Oh man. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and rescue the situation. I'm going to have to drill one across here, like that. Well, those are the holes re-drilled. Look a lot better. But sometimes when things like this happen, you think you're going nuts. So what I've done is I've marked the bad holes, and I think what I'm going to do is from the inside I'm just going to try and seal them with a bit of JB weld and let that sort of set overnight. I'll make it so it don't protrude beyond this space here, and fingers crossed it'll be all okay. The JB weld seems to turn out okay. Not overly elegant, but functional hopefully. And I've opened up the centre to take the little end. I modified the drawings a little bit as well, or the drawing, to give some more accurate dimensions of that area. So hopefully these will be okay. So what I'll do is I'll put the Viton rings on, and I'll do a quick assembly and see what the compression's like. Obviously I've not got a cylinder head at the moment, but I can put my hand over the end. Well, I know this is a bit of a crude test, but you can feel certainly suction there. And on this one, so it's looking alright. Now I did come across a slight problem on assembly, because some of these, well, each of the conrods just touched the top of the cylinders when it got to that point there. So I've just taken a little bit off with a file. It's a bit rough and ready, need to tidy it up a bit, but just to get over that problem. But yeah, looking alright so far. So fingers crossed the Viton solution will be a reasonable one. Well, I don't know how I went wrong with drilling those holes. Usually when I do a setup, I'll set the DRO to the absolute settings, set it up, and then repeat the same process on one of the, well, the incremental or one of the memory settings, and do a comparison. And if I'm miles away, or even just a few thou, I'll repeat the process, because obviously there's something wrong somewhere. So I don't know what happened this time round. Maybe I just had one of those moments. But the JB weld seemed to be okay. I'm not sure even that I needed to put any JB weld in there, because obviously it's underneath the piston ring. But just to be on the safe side really. So fingers crossed it'll be okay. And suction wise it's looking good. So I'm reasonably confident that the Viton O-rings will be a decent solution. So thinking forward, I'm guessing that my next step will be, I don't know, maybe to look at the cylinder heads. I don't know, I need to have a think about that. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you later.